Hey guys, welcome back. And I want to show you today a couple things. I'm working on my table saw, getting an outfeed table set up, a small outfeed table, so short pieces don't fall off the end of it. I have a real old Craftsman 1950s contractor saw, and I'm updating it slowly. So I'll bring you along with that. And I also just broke off my countersink bit. I broke off the drill bit, so I'm going to see if I can sharpen that using a hand crank sharpening stone that I found at the bottom of an old toolbox from the 1920s. So stick around and I'll show you a couple things, kind of like a shop update. Alright. So here's the hand crank sharpening stone. I found it at the bottom of that old toolbox that I got off Craigslist, and the bottom of this cast iron is broken off. So what I use is two C-clamps to connect it to the table. Here's a really cool old C-clamp I found. I haven't been able to see too many like this. Squeezing the sides, and it's a quick release mechanism. Make the angle a little less steep. And it looks like I have it's hard to see probably on the camera, but I have a little bit of a burr on the bottom edge of the cutting edge that I made on each side. So I'm going to see if I can take that bottom burr off with a file. Let me get a file here. Okay, so the drill bit's all sharpened, and we're going to test it out in this piece of oak here and see how that edge does on the bit. Like butter. So here it is. This is the table saw. It's a 1950s Craftsman made by Seeley, and it's one of those with one knob. As you can see, then that raises and lowers the blade, and if you pull it out a little bit, it engages so that it can change the angle of the blade. So the idea here is to make a frame, and what I did is this was sitting on an old cabinet, and the cabinet's small and just fits underneath the main part of the saw. I thought about redoing the entire cabinet, but for now I'm just going to keep that cabinet as it is and build this frame to support a 12-inch wide outfeed table. And try to make it as level as I can. I'm going to put a piece of 3/4 inch plywood on the top as the outfeed table. So there's the framing so far. Okay, so here's the finished outfeed table, and I try to keep it a small profile because I have a narrow shop. My shop's only about 11 feet wide. I'll just pan around, you can see, by around 24 feet long. All right, well, we're all done. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I put a coat of linseed oil on it and some wax to protect it a little, and I'm really happy that now all those short pieces I have on cutting on the table saw won't be able to fall off the end of the table saw. I won't have to worry about trying to grab them. It also protects those belts, and they're spinning at such a high speed. I don't want to have my daughter come around the back of those and get near those. So it also protects from those. I'm really happy about that, and was able to throw it together from just basically leftover pieces I had here. I used again those oak runners from pallets, and instead of burning those in the fire pit, they're really sturdy. I mean, obviously they're oak, and I was able to use those for this build. Some leftover 3/4 inch plywood, a little bit of a 2x4 that I had from some other project from a while ago, just scraps here and there. So really it cost me nothing, and it's going to definitely improve the functionality of this saw. Hey, again, appreciate you watching, and leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. It'd be good to hear from you. And until next time, take care.